So I was meant to be recording, and my software hasn't recorded. I don't know how much it hasn't recorded, but hey everybody, what is going on? It's your boy, the33. Coming back to this episode of Pokemon Shield. Since the last episode, I guess you've missed me beating off Bede here. We've beaten his first 3 Pokemon, and that's about it since the start of last episode. Well, start of this episode. That's literally all we've done. We had a nice little intro cutscene from Leon saying that the chairman is slightly tied up with something and he's welcoming everyone to the finals of the Champions Cup. Now, Inteleon and Appleton do level up here. We did beat Bede's fairy team, and yeah, we've just beaten Bede. Not much really to say about his team. He had a Mawile, he had a Gardevoir, he had a Hatterene, and he also had, I forget what his last Pokemon was. It doesn't really matter. It died all the same. And I've switched back in Cursula for this tournament. And yeah, Bede's now retiring as a trainer. And yeah. And he is the new fairy type gym leader. And with his talent, he's apparently going to overtake Mr. Powell. And we have to head back to the locker room to rest up from that match. And yeah, that wasn't even the finals. So we'll head out onto the pitch to actually take part in the finals, where we'll be facing off against one of the gym leaders. Now I'm gonna immediately change out our team here, because I know what we're coming up against is not gonna be very friendly towards us, shall we say. And I'll also save here, because I can. So we enter onto the pitch, and the wait is up for the actual first round. It's against Nessa. Yeah, you can see why I switched up my team. I don't want Arcanine starting against a water type trainer. So, here we go. Nessa versus me in a all-out water type battle. She's gonna start off with a Golisopod. And the good thing about Golisopod is if we get it to half health, it's gonna leave the battlefield. And that's kind of our aim here, is to get it to that half HP, get it off the field so that we can actually do some work. Anyway, we're going to trace its emergency exit, which is kind of funny. So, in a sense, what's going to happen is if it chunks us to half HP, we're leaving the field. And if we chunk it to half HP, it's leaving the field. Now, it does chunk us, and we're leaving the field now. Bye-bye. So we get to send in whatever we like. I'm gonna go with Inteleon here, actually. Excuse me. But we'll send in Inteleon here. We'll go for a snipe shot here. And one thing I learned is you cannot U-turn proc the Golisopod's emergency exit, so in a sense you can't leave a field as the Golisopod leaves the field, if that makes sense. Anyway, her next Pokemon she'll send in is Seaking. It will have Swift Swim. We'll just use some Snipe Shots here just to weaken it down, because Snipe Shot is very, very powerful. It does a lot of damage. It should probably set up an Aqua Ring here. Indeed it does. And now expect some horn type attacks like Leech Horn or Mega Horn. Or Horn Drill maybe, I don't know. But we'll just keep snipe shotting, hoping for a crit in order to take it out. We'll keep chunking its HP. Mega Horn, we actually avoid it, which is nice. And yeah, we will keep snipe shotting here. I mean, realistically, it's not the best move to be using against a water type trainer. But you know, you've got what you got, and it's what we're using. Mega Horn is used against us, and yeah, we'll keep snipe shotting here. And that'll be the end of Seeking. And yeah, now we have to face her second Pokemon now. Or third, technically. But it's actually going to be Golisopod back onto the field. Now, one thing you could be expecting here is a very, very nice thing called a first impression. Yep. Obviously, very, very powerful. Why I haven't gone for a Sucker Punch, because that move just beats priority. So that's why we haven't. Anyway, we do get the crit here from the Snipe Shot, killing off the Golisopod. And Inteleon and Gardevoir hit up to level 54 and 58. Next Pokemon, Barraskewda. Very, very strong thing this is. Level 52, so yeah, the levels of these trainers are going up. We can Sucker Punch here, expecting a strike, and it actually does, so good move there for us. It is going to throat chop us and probably kill us. Indeed it does. Inteleon falls. That's our first Pokemon down. And we could either send in Appleton or Gardevoir, and I know this thing has got Ice Fang, so I'd rather send in Arcanine, because it'll be quicker, and I can expect to see a bit more damage. Plus, it's a physical attacker, so we might as well lower its physical attack. We can go for Crunch here. Liquidation, yikes. It is obviously a quick Pokemon. We actually do live it though. And Crunch should do a decent chunk. If not, kill it. Down goes Barraskewda. And we're down to her final few Pokemon. She's going to send in Pelipper. Pelipper flying and also water. It will have Drizzle, which is okay. We'll not trace an ability yet, but who cares? We'll get for ourselves Drizzle ourselves, at least, which is nice. So we create the rain that it's going to now create. And we can actually either go for the Dazzling Gleam or Psychic. I'm going to probably go for Psychic here. Slightly more effective. Obviously the stab. And it does a very, very nice chunk. It also lowers its special defense. However, she sets up a Tailwind, meaning that this Pelipper is going to be a lot quicker now. And that should be the end of it, if it didn't use Roost. So we'll kill it off this turn with our Psychic. Should die. Yes, it does. And now I do believe we're on to our last Pokemon, which is Dreadnought. Dreadnought obviously is her big boy, Gigantamax Pokemon, and we're going to have a bit of fun against it. It is level 53. The good thing for us is we do have options against it now. We have quite a few Pokemon that we can use to Dynamax against it. But we'll not do it with our Gardevoir. Gardevoir is just going to launch a nice big energy ball at it and hopefully hit. We could obviously send in Cursula for our Dynamax Pokemon. However, I do believe that it's gonna die instantly because it knows Max Darkness. Yes, this should probably kill us. And the big issue here for that right now is it's a very, very quick and powerful Pokemon. So we could send in Appleton, or we can send in our Arcanine here, while Swift Swim is up, obviously. That is going to be an issue. We might as well lower its attack right now. Play rough. Hopefully we're quicker. No, still Swift Swim. And yeah, our team's slowly but surely gonna die here, which is annoying. The good thing is, it gets rid of for itself the rain, meaning it is gonna be slower now. That also is the tailwind down, meaning I could send in Appleton here, and by the rest of my team that I've got, I think this is the best Pokemon to go big boy with. So out comes the Dynamax, and Max Overgrowth should do a lot of damage here. And the Dream Ball is being thrown into the big ball, and yeah, out comes our big boy Appleton. I think this is the first time we've seen it as a Dynamax form. We haven't got a Gigantamax one, sadly. Well, not on this account, but yeah. Max Rockfall? Max Rockfall used. Gonna do a chunk, not that much obviously. And Max Overgrowth. This should do a lot of damage. Yeah, downfalls Dreadnought to our Appleton. And we also create a grassy field. That's even better, if it mattered. But we win this battle against Nessa, thanks to Appleton coming in and killing off that very, very powerful Dreadnought. Also, Corviknight hits up to level 56. But yeah, that was a very, very nice battle for us. We beat Gimli and Nessa, and she gets really pissy about that. We get a nice chunk of cash, and we're gonna advance in the tournament. So, who do we face next? Well, I don't know, but that means that we move into the next round, and if we look at our tournament bracket, we're against Alistair, who beat out Melanie. I wish I faced Melanie, my favourite trainer. But Piers beat Kaboo, and Raihan beat Milo. So it looks like a collision course to face either Piers or Raihan in the final. And we're coming up against the ghost trainer in... what's his name? Alistair. So Ice Cube can come back into the team. We'll drop out our Cursler. Actually, no, wait. We'll drop out our Gardevoir because it's the lowest level, and have Ice Cube in. And if we look at what we've got here, I'm also going to check TMs quickly because I have gotten a few of these. See if there's anything really useful. Payback isn't that terrible. Swift is there. Dazzling Gleam's there. Rock Blast is alright. Scary Face. I would teach Will-O-Wisp. Dig is a good move. Dig on a Cursor is a bit weird. High horsepower on Appleton isn't a bad idea. Energy Ball. Eh. Body Press. Icy Wind on Inteleon isn't terrible either. I'm literally just looking for moves to teach. Stone Edge. See, that's also a good move on Cursor. Breaking Swipe. Scald Liquidation. Muddy Water. Okay. We have some decent TMs there. Sadly not too useful here. But we're going to go up into the next round against Alistair. And we might as well start off with our big Arcanine. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing this entire tournament in one episode. So if you're wondering what's happening, there's your answer. But we enter onto the field, and ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 4 remaining challenges to do battle as we take to the field to face Alistair. And yeah, Alistair, I remember you. You were the strongest gym challenger I had. So I reckon we should battle. And let's get down to it. This should be fun. Us versus Alistair again. The rematch of the century. And he's improved his team like Nessa has. He sends out a Dusknoir. One of my favourite Pokemon. Gen 4. My favourite gen of Pokemon, as I've said before. Dusknoir is amazing. And he wants to hide. He's a very sad boy. But he's gonna fight us anyway. We lower its attack while it puts on the PP pressure. I didn't mean to click extreme speed. We're gonna get punished for that. And not terrible. We are gonna have our speed lowered though. Okay, Crunch should do masses of damage against this Dusknoir. Chunks it to half HP. I was kind of hoping for a flinch, as that Rock Tomb is doing a lot of damage. It does crit though. That's probably why it does a lot of damage. Anyway, another Crunch coming out here. And down falls Dusknoir. Okay, so we gain a decent chunk of XP onto Ice-Q and Appleton, both leveling up. Auravale, yes please. Very, very nice thing to have. Because if we check what it does, this move reduces damage from physical and special moves for 5 turns. It can only be used in Hail. So essentially set up the Hail, and you then Auravale. Very, very good move. And it's good to work on an Ice Cube because you can have that set up. Cursor is his second Pokemon. We'll keep out with our big arcs, and I love Cursor. It's why it's in my team. And we'll go for another Crunch. I think it might be quicker than us. No, it's not. However, it is dead. Hopefully it doesn't have the ability that locks a move, and it doesn't. Chandelier now. The Fairy Ghost. The Fire Ghost. Another 52, and Arx is having a bit of a good time here. It is going to be outsped here, and is killed off, but we do have Pokemon to bring in now to take it on. And that one Pokemon is Inteleon, because this is part Fire type, baby. So Water type attacks are going to do a chunk of damage to it. So Snipe Shot here, and we are quicker. Close your eyes, count to 10. This thing might die in one hit. Indeed it does. Down it falls. Not even a crit. So yeah, we get a very, very powerful strike off there. Our own Cursor levels up here from beating that Chandelier, and out comes Poltergeist, the teacup Pokemon. It's very cool, this, and the reason being is because when it when it Gigantamaxes, there's two forms of it. There's the authentic and non-authentic Pokemon, and this one I don't think is authentic because you can't see the on the bottom of it the make and model, in a sense, if that makes sense. But anyway, it has weak armor, and what that means is it's going to lower its defense while increasing its speed, and it has got Giga Drain. That is actually going to kill off our Inteleon in one hit, probably because he gets a crit. Yikes, and that's probably up back to full health, if not very close to. And so I think it's time we send in Cursor. It's Cursor's time to showcase its strength. We'll probably hit it with a Shadow Ball. If we don't, then I'd be choking if I didn't. So it's going to hit us with a Shadow Ball. Ouch. It's quite powerful, that. So yeah, we're getting slightly swept. Okay, so we'll send in Corviknight then. Big Corvs. hopefully try and get some actual pecking of the cup. It is actually quicker than us, and it's going for a nasty plot. Yikes. It's going to keep raising its special attack. That is a very, very powerful drill peck, as it kills it off in one hit. Probably because of the weak armor lowering its defense. Gengar now is his last Pokemon, I believe. Yes. So expect to see its Gigantamax form here. Now, we can Power Trip hit this if need be, or we could just go for another Drill Peck, see how much damage that does. And yeah, look at his eyes glow as he goes for the Gigantamax. Wow. And out comes from the ground the big Gengar. The Mega Evolved Gengar looks so much better than this, but yeah. He's going to be sent out to the field, and he's going to use G-Max Terra. So, in a sense, what this does is it's a mean look that does damage. And it has the normal Max Phantom, except that you see the Gengar face on the ground afterwards, and we hit it with a very, very nice Drill Peck. And I am not going for the Dynamax yet, because we don't need to. Realistically, this thing can't one-hit us, I don't think. I mean, I could send in Ice Cube just to mess with it, but Ice Cube can obviously survive a few turns. I'm actually going to send in our Appleton, and we'll go Dynamax on it. Get the big boy Appleton on the field. And we can go for a Max Wimoid. So we use our Max Dragon move. And yeah, this should do a lot of damage. We are very bulky. Max Ooze. Yikes, that's a poison attack. That does a lot of damage to us, because it is super effective on the grass part of us. And yeah, your SP attack goes up, but we'll go for a Max Wimwind, whatever it's called, and absolutely chunk it, ladies and gentlemen. Now the good thing is, down it goes from its Gigantamax form into its normal form, and we can hopefully kill it here. Now it is gonna use a full restore. Not too worried about that, and out comes the Max Wimwind. That's put it in death percent. And I like death percent because that means that you're gonna lose your attack. And it is gonna sludge bomb us. Does take us out, sadly. And I'm annoyed that it got a crit. There's been a lot of crits in this battle. So we're gonna have to go big or go home here. It's Ice Cube versus Gengar. I'm gonna do the safety play here and revive our Arcanine. I don't know, I think we're definitely using a revive. We've got 29 of them. We can revive Arcanine, it should be quicker. Yep. Hopefully it procs our Ice Face. It doesn't, sadly. It is going to poison us, and we do live, meaning I could go for a second revive. Just in case. Or we try and be cheeky and see if we're quicker. We're not quicker, sadly. Ah well. It was worth a try. Down falls Ice Cube. And out comes Big Arcs. Arc should be quick here. It's a very quick Pokemon as a whole. And we've got the health advantage. We can also lower its attack even more. It's already -3. We'll go for the Crunch. And Arcanine is quicker, meaning that is the end of your Gengar. Down he goes, and we win this battle. we have beaten Gym Leader Alistair. And look at his sadness. Aw, poor guy. And we're gonna have a nice little combo with Alistair since we beat him. Crumbs, that was ace. He gives us some advice about the trainers. And who's gonna win the next match? Is it Raihan or Piers? And it's actually Piers meeting us in the final. So this will be very, very interesting. And Piers is meeting us outside. So he thought he could beat Raihan, but he doesn't. So yeah, the last battle of this tournament to decide who faces the champion is going to be us versus Raihan. Now Raihan, if you remember, has a weather team, and that weather team is very, very nice. I'm also going to start with Inteleon for this battle. It's that important that we do this because it's very, very hard not to actually do this because it's a very, very strong Pokemon he leads off with. Anyway, we enter onto the field and it's the last match of the finals. Who will see us facing the champion Leon? And it's us versus Raihan here, as I repeated over and over. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting battle. And Raihan's saying he's not surprised to see us here because we were endorsed by the champion. So, let's get this battle on the way against Raihan. And I don't know if it's a double battle or not, but who cares? Challenged by Raihan, and he leads off with his Torkoal. Yeah, you can see why I switched in Inteleon, because it's a fire type start for Raihan. And we start off with the Dynamax Energy. We could use this whenever, and I think we're going to start with it. Reason being, he likes to set up his own weather. And we can start off with our own weather to nullify the sunny day effect, shall we say. And we don't want this Torkoal getting some powerful strikes off, considering it is very bulky as a Pokemon, so yeah. This is why you tend to lead for a move that's actually really good. So Inteleon, the big boy, is out and uses Max Geyser. We want to create such a dramatic lead to start this battle off. We're instaring that Torkoal. So down it falls, and we're going to see his next Pokemon. As that Arcanine levels up to 56. He's going to send in a Goodra. Yeah. So Goodra, the Dragon Water type. I do believe it's Water type. It's going to have some fun in this weather, shall we say. So we'll go from Max Darkness, just to do a nice chunk of damage to it. And also lower its special defense, meaning these strikes that we're going to be firing. Oh, I forgot, it'll probably have Thunder considering. Oh well. We'll go for Max Geyser now because we can. Please don't have the thing that heals it. And it doesn't. So we're using our rain to our advantage. Essentially, we're being a rain team this battle. Now, Flygon is his next Pokemon, and we're going to keep out with our Inteleon. It is weak to our water type attack. Even if Inteleon is no longer big boy, it's still got the rain up and stab. So we'll go for a snipe shot. We should be quicker. Close your eyes, count to 10, please kill you, go night night. It goes night night, and there's the crit. Boom, down goes Flygon. And we're actually sweeping his team with Inteleon here. IceQ also levels up here, as well as our Inteleon. And Turtonator, big Turts. Careful of its shell trap. We do not want to be proccing the explosive spikes on its back, so don't really go for a physical type attack on it, just go for some snipe shots. So this should kill it. Indeed it does. Turtonator does not stand up to that strike. Appleton's also going to gain another level here, and the rain stops sadly for us, meaning our terrorizing water type reign of battle is going to end here, and he's going to send out his last Pokemon. What perfect timing for this, because we've absolutely swept his team with Inteleon here. Now, Duraludon, level 55, is going to be very, very hard to kill for our Inteleon, especially when it goes G-Max. So, here comes the building, as he takes a selfie. Snip snap, out comes the big Duraludon. And Duraludon is very cool. Obviously it is a building, and yeah, we don't really need to care too much about it because we can just slowly but surely take it out. Sucker Punch does a decent chunk as it uses Max Rockfall. I forget what Duraludon's G-Max move is actually. And wow, it doesn't actually kill us. Okay. So the good thing here is I might just go for a snipe shot, just to have fun with him. See if we can get a crit. Out comes the snipe shot. That does a lot of damage. Should have probably went for that first turn against this Duraludon, but we're gonna die here. And yeah, I don't know what to switch into now because Inteleon has done a lot of work. I mean, we could switch in Arcanine. We don't have a super effective, but I mean, Ice Cube isn't a bad option. We could go for the Hail and Aurora Veil combo, just to set it up. Right, we'll go for the Hail. He is going to go for the Max Rockfall. I think this procs Ice Face, he says. Indeed it does, that's perfect. Ice Face props. He does 0 damage to us. And we're going to set up the Hail. So, bye bye Sandstorm. And I do believe that was the last turn of his Gigantamax. So he's now got to deal with an Ice Cube. And Duraludon takes a nice chunk of damage there, and he's now in his smaller form. So we can use our Aurora Veil here. Stone Edge obviously is going to proc the Ice Face, which I don't care about because out comes Aurora Veil. And you're not hitting us, and look at that effect. So nice. So down goes a little more damage onto that Duraludon, and out comes our Freeze Dry. We can go for this now. And pew, that almost kills it. Iron Head does land, does not kill. Even if it is super effective, we've beaten this Duraludon. Or not, he's just gonna heal. Kinda hoped for the Hail to stop so I could set up another Ice Face. But it doesn't matter, we get the freeze here. This is poor for you, Duraludon, my friend. You're now at my mercy. And he doesn't have a fire type attack to burn himself free. The Hail stops, oh that's perfect. We can set up an Ice Face again. And he's frozen, so it doesn't really matter. This is just torture for him, and why I love Ice Cube. It's such a good Pokemon. And he just starts swaying again. This is why I want to shiny hunt it on my main profile. Because currently I'm hunting a Zigzagoon. I love the shiny Zigzagoon. And I want to use an Ice Cube in one of my teams alongside my I want to use it alongside a Dracopult team. Because this stall is so good. I might use it with a bomber snow actually. You can just set up snow warning. Like a U-turn team that sets up the snow warning. That would be so good. Especially with Ice Face. Yeah, I like that idea actually. Anyway, we beat Raihan's team, and that means we win this tournament. Holy moly, that took a long time to do. So yeah, we advance to the champion round, where we get to face the champion in the next episode. And Hobbs come to see us battle Leon. God knows what he's on about. And he's talking about our adventure and how we started off in our starting town. I forget the name of it. Postwick, that's it. Flace. God knows why he's saying that. But yeah, that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Subscribe for new material if you want to, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.